Hello and welcome, my dear friend. If this found you, it's because your spirit is exhausted from carrying what you were never meant to carry alone. And you already know what I'm talking about. It's that feeling in the morning where your eyes open, your mind starts running, and before your feet even touch the floor, you're already negotiating with life. You're already replaying conversations, already planning 10 moves ahead, already trying to protect your future from a problem that hasn't even arrived yet. You can smell the coffee, the room is still quiet, and yet inside you it's loud, like someone turned on a machine that won't shut off. But before you try to fix another thing, hear this clearly. God is not asking you to sprint. He is asking you to believe. So let me say it in the simplest, most honest way. You have one job, not 10 jobs, not 1,000 mental rehearsals, just one job. To believe that God already prepared a way for you. Chosen ones, your faith is real and God honors it. So let me explain what a way actually means, because it's easy to expect a perfect map, a perfect timeline, a perfect set of instructions. That's not how it usually comes. God's way often shows up like this: a calm nudge that doesn't match the math in your head, a door that opens through a person you didn't expect, a sudden loss of taste for something you used to chase, an inner no that keeps you from walking into a trap with a smile on your face. The way is real, but it doesn't always arrive in a form that flatters your logic. And that's where many people get stuck, because it can start to feel like you have to force outcomes the same way someone tries to control their own heartbeat. Think about that. Imagine spending your entire day trying to manually tell your heart when to beat, your blood where to go, your lungs exactly when to breathe. You'd collapse from the effort. That's what life starts to feel like when we're trying to manage what only God can coordinate. Not because we lack wisdom, but because pressure convinces us that productivity equals safety. Like if we stay tense and busy enough, nothing can fall apart. If you've felt that before, you know it. It's micromanaging what only God can connect, time, and align. It looks responsible on the outside, but inside, it feels like choking. It feels like carrying a backpack filled with bricks you never agreed to carry. And here's the part that needs to land. Doing too much does not equal being faithful. Sometimes doing too much is fear wearing a productive outfit. Because fear says, if I don't control it, it won't happen. Fear says, if I don't rush it, I'll lose it. Fear says, if I don't figure it out today, I'm in danger. And the problem is, those thoughts can sound true at first. They sound like wisdom. They sound like being prepared. They sound like being responsible. But belief doesn't panic. Belief wakes up and says, God, I don't need the whole plan. I just need today's step. This is what alignment looks like in real life. It doesn't mean you ignore your responsibilities and wait around for something to fall into your lap. It means you move without moving like someone is being chased. It means you take action that matches peace, not panic. Because there is a kind of action that comes from faith, and there is a kind of action that comes from dread. They can look similar from the outside, but the fruit is different. When action comes from faith, you still feel tired sometimes, but you don't feel poisoned inside. When action comes from dread, even your wins feel heavy, because you don't trust them to last. This is a person doing things out of dread. They send the extra message that ruins their dignity because they couldn't sit in the unknown for one more hour. They over-explain themselves in a conversation because they're trying to control how they're perceived. They keep checking the numbers, the views, the account, the updates, like certainty is hiding behind a refresh button. They keep applying pressure to people who already heard them the first time. And if any of that feels familiar, it's simply a sign you're ready for a calmer way to live. Because that's not alignment, that's anxiety trying to build a house out of smoke. My dear friend, if you've been living like that for long enough, you start to feel a slow collapse. Not because you're weak, because your soul was not designed to be the manager of the universe. God did not create you to carry the weight of how. Your job is not how. Your job is yes. Your job is belief. And chosen ones, that is exactly why this matters. Belief keeps your spirit open. Belief keeps your ears sensitive. Belief keeps your discernment sharp. When you believe, you can recognize God's guidance when it arrives. But when you're frantic, you miss it. You override it. You talk yourself out of it. You label it irrational. And then you wonder why you keep ending up drained. We've been taught by the noise of the world to live, like every day is an emergency meeting with our future, like the goal is to make sure nothing can go wrong. But the safest place you will ever stand is inside obedience, inside the step God is actually asking you to take. And here's the twist. The step is often smaller than our ego wants it to be. Maybe it's rest tonight. Maybe it's stop responding. Cleaning your space until it feels breathable again. Reading one page, just one, until your mind stops spiraling. Applying for the thing even though you feel unqualified. Forgiving quietly so your heart can unclench. And yes, sometimes God doesn't tell you the whole destination yet. Not because you're behind, not because you're failing, because He is preparing a surprise that would get ruined if you tried to control it too early. You know how a child can't sleep the night before a gift because they keep imagining it, touching it, shaking it, trying to guess it. Some of us keep shaking the box. And God is saying, stop shaking it. You're going to damage what I wrapped for you. So tomorrow, before you touch the phone, before you touch the worry, before you touch the mental chaos, try this. God, thank you for waking me up. I believe you're leading me. Give me today's insight. Give me today's step. And if you know someone who's been carrying too much in their mind, share this so the right person can find it. Now, here's where this becomes real, because believing is not a mood. Believing is not a sentence you say and then immediately forget the moment your phone lights up with something stressful. Believing is a posture you return to. It's how you respond when the day doesn't prove God's plan yet. Because there will be days where you pray in the morning, and by noon you still have questions. The bill is still there. The decision is still unclear. The relationship still feels complicated, and the mind tries to pull you back into that old habit. Tighten your grip, speed up, overthink, overdo. But this is where your faith becomes powerful. It's like holding a compass in fog. You may not see the whole road, but you can still keep walking in the true direction. So what does belief look like when life is still unfolding? It looks like you refuse to let panic be your leadership voice. It looks like you taking one clean step instead of 10 frantic ones. It looks like learning the difference between motion and progress. Because there's a kind of movement that burns you out and produces nothing but exhaustion. And there's a kind of movement that feels steady, quiet, almost simple. And somehow it opens doors. Here's an example. Belief looks like sending one clear message instead of 5 emotional ones. Belief looks like taking a breath before responding and letting your words come from stability, not urgency. Belief looks like logging off for an hour and noticing your body unclench, as if your nervous system has been begging you for permission to be safe. Belief looks like doing what's yours to do today and letting God handle what you can't reach from here. And I want you to hear this. Aligned action is not lazy. It's disciplined, because it takes discipline to stop feeding the spiral. It takes discipline to pray and then not take the prayer back with your thoughts 5 minutes later. It takes discipline to move through your day without treating every uncertainty like a threat. Chosen ones, some of the most powerful faith you will ever show is this: staying steady while the answer is still loading. Not because you're pretending nothing hurts, not because you're numb, because you trust the one who sees the whole picture. So, I want to give you a simple rhythm, something you can actually live. When you wake up, you already wrote the sentence, and it's perfect. God, thank you for waking me up. I believe you're leading me. Give me today's insight. Give me today's step. Then, in the middle of the day, when the pressure tries to climb back into your chest, pick one small action that matches peace. Not a dramatic overhaul, One small action. It might be making one phone call you've been avoiding. It might be stepping outside for 2 minutes and letting cold air hit your face like a reset button. And at night, practice a different ending. God, I did what I could today. I release what I can't control. Guard my mind while I sleep. Because sleep is also faith. Rest is not a reward you earn by worrying enough. Rest is how you signal to your spirit, God is still God, even when I'm not holding everything. And listen, there is something else that happens when you live this way. You become easier for God to guide. Not because He was distant before, but because you're not drowning out His direction with constant noise. Your discernment gets clearer, your timing gets cleaner, your yes gets stronger. And one day you'll look back and realize the way wasn't a perfect map. It was daily guidance, daily protection, daily shaping, quiet steps that stacked into a miracle. So if you feel like you're standing in the fog right now, don't demand the whole horizon. Hold the compass, take the step, and let your faith be your one job today. Because God has never needed you to be the architect of the outcome. He's only asked you to stay close enough to be led. Thank you so much for taking this journey with me. If this message resonated, please like, share it with someone who might benefit, and subscribe to stay connected. Continue your awakening journey by choosing one of the videos on your screen that resonates with you the most. See you there.